Hello and welcome to this new section in which we will talk about the various agile methodologies and the first lecture of that and in this course on software development excellence. So in this section we will talk about various agile methodologies that can help you become an excellent software development company. And in this particular lecture we will give you a quick overview of the various methodologies and talk about one of the methodologies in detail in terms of Scrum. Right. So, what are the agile methodologies to become excellent software development company? Any thoughts? Anything that you know? Let's tally our knowledge. See, agile methodologies are basically approaches to software development that emphasize flexibility, being flexible, collaboration, working with team, and customer satisfaction. Three things. Now, there are very many agile methodologies that have emerged over the years, each with its own set of principles and practices. And we will take a look at these, some of widely adopted agile methodology that can contribute to excellence in software development in this particular section. And in this lecture, we will talk about one of them, and that is Scrum. So, what is Scrum? Let's talk about what is Scrum. So, Scrum is a software development methodology that is iterative and that has incremental development. There is a regular inspection and adaptation through what is called sprints review and retrospective, and what these are we will take you through in the subsequent slides. And the key roles that make Scrum possible are Scrum Master, Product Owner, and Development Team. And we will talk about Scrum Master and Product also. The key practices that make Scrum Net framework very useful and adopted widely across the industry is sprints, which are time box development cycle. And these are typically, as we will see, is a day or two max. Then there is a daily stand-up meetings in which we review the progress. Then the product backlogs, sprint backlogs, and user stories that we will talk about. And then there are burn down charts for tracking progress. So let's take a look at some of these concepts in more detail to understand Scrum better. So let's start with what are sprint reviews. So sprint reviews are basically the review cycle is practically daily here, and here the Scrum Master or the product owner reviews what did we complete yesterday. So it's a daily meeting, and that is happens in the daily stand-up meeting. So sprint is a everyday run, right? So fast sprint typically stands for a short, quick run. So it's a daily run. And then the focus is on what will you do today? What did we do yesterday? What will you do today? And are there any problems in achieving what you're supposed to do today? So that's a quick an understanding of the sprint review. Then there is a sprint retrospective that we talked about and that you see here as a part of the Scrum process. Now, what are the sprint retrospectives? A typical retrospective talks about, reviewing little more what worked well, what could be improved, what will we commit to doing in our next sprint. So it could be a part of the sprint review or separately done. And basically it makes Scrum team members make actionable commitments. So it's a retrospective, a review, little longer than what we talked about in the sprint review. What is the Scrum Master's role? If these are the two main elements, daily meeting, stand-up meeting, where the reviews happen, or a little more longer retrospective meetings. So this is driven by the Scrum Master. So what is the role of the Scrum Master that we talked about, right? The basically secure team consists of a Scrum Master, development team, and a product owner. So what is a Scrum Master? So Scrum Master's role is primarily the scheduling and conducting these daily stand-up meetings or anything else, administering the the Scrum board that captures the progress and the task in the future, supporting and motivating team, having a bird's eye view of the entire software development happening that is required, and being proficient in agile methodologies and managing Scrum process, right? What is the product owner's role if this is what a Scrum Master do? Right. So product owner's role is primarily on customer facing. They connect with customers. They contribute in visioning and road mapping the work required for achieving the product success, managing and prioritizing the team backlog, supporting the team in delivering value and getting and applying feedback. So they're more interacting with customers. So they are the team's interface with the customer. Whereas Scrum Master doesn't do that. Scrum Master focuses internally in managing the Scrum process as such. What is a product backlog that we have shown in this chart, and what does it mean? So a product backlog basically is a list of tasks for to achieve the progress on the product development, and it basically consists of the user stories or user cases that we need to implement with and deliver with the help of the product, and the defects that have developed in development. It's primarily for product and the development team. Yeah, it is a tactical step. It communicates the tactical steps in the execution of the plan, and typically a backlog spans over 1 or 2 sprints, so not more than 2-3 days in total. What is a sprint backlog then? If you see here, there is in the product backlog, after that we see sprint planning, and there is a sprint goal and sprint backlog as you see here. So what is a sprint backlog? So sprint backlog is that in that particular sprint, we had certain product backlog that we were to deliver. Now against that, what is the list of things to do, the task that needs to be done, what is in progress, and what has been done. So it's an update for that sprint against a to-do list, which is the sprint goal of the status in terms of what has been done and what needs to be done now in this sprint. What is a burnout chart? We saw that there is something called a burnout chart mentioned in one of the slides earlier. So a burnout chart basically tracks the actual versus ideal time taken in developing the products, right? So it's all about the number of tasks that have been completed, number of time that has been taken, and here what you see here is that as we progress, the time required is less, and there is a actual versus ideal time. So it's basically by each sprint day, it tracks what has been the actual work done versus what was planned, and how well are we doing versus the plan. So sprint goal versus the actual delivery. So having looked at some elements of Scrum, what do we do next? In the next one, we will look at another agile methodology called Kanban. And Kanban you may be familiar, but we will take a look at in the context of the software development. So thank you so much for watching this first agile methodology Scrum in this lecture. I hope you're beginning to learn new things again, beginning to enjoy, and I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. If you have any questions, do feel free to message me. I'll be happy to answer your questions, and if you would like to take a look at anything that we've talked in the form of a PDF file, please do download the PDF file and take a good look at the content.